Okay, so in the last few tutorials we've looked at doors and windows and walls and roofs. What I want to do now is start setting this up so you can get a better idea of producing maybe some sheets and some 3D views to present to a consultant or a client. I'll also be doing some tidying up in the model as well. So you can see here with this particular roof and the parapet, I need some tidy ups. I'll show you a couple of tools on how you can actually clean this up for a more respectable elevation. Now, there's a couple of things I could be doing here. I could make a cut in here and have a gutter on the outside. Probably for me, I want to keep this wall nice and simple. So I'm going to make a quick adjustment to this roof and go to my edit footprint. I can go back to my roof view and do it here. Another thing you can do is you've got this little view cube. You can actually just do this in 3D as well if you feel comfortable doing it. So I can grab that roof. At the moment it's at 200. I'm going to take it back a little bit. Probably allow 200 here for an internal bit of guttering. And I'm going to go OK. And very quickly just go back into 3D. And now my roof should actually fall back into that parapet. Now you can see it's a little bit high here. Or maybe it's not too bad. If we want to see this a bit better in a section, you've got, again, all these little helpful tools up here to do fast commands. So I'm going to do a section, and I'm not going to worry about saving that right now. I'm just going to go here and go to view, and here we can see where our roof is sitting. So that's probably in the right place. And again, for any of you seen the previous tutorials, I go to 150 just to sort of see that a bit better. And I can create a bit of a flat roof in here to do the parapet. So if I just go back to doing this here, I'll grab this existing bit of flat roof and I'm just going to edit that footprint. And I want this now. I'm just going to delete that line. I'm going to trim this one up with that and then do one another extra line. I'll just use this tool here. I haven't used this before. Pick lines, grab that, line it to that roof, and then I'll just trim that up. Now it's not going to be perfect. Inner loops. Okay. So I'll need to break this up. Let me just go and cancel out of that. I'll just do this as a separate bit of roof for now. Now I'm just going to grab that flat roof and go create similar. There are certain things you can do in terms of making cutouts and looping stuff, and it will just tell you about that if you ever do make a mistake by using the tool in the wrong way. I'm just going to break that as a separate. Now you can see it's got a little default pitched roof there. I don't want it to be pitched. So I'm just going to I can actually just go and hit no slope. That was going to be a flat roof, and like the other ones, you can see this one is sitting at -338. I can go and hit the MA for the properties. So let's just bring up this one, MA. Bring that one down. Is that going to bring it down? No, it's not. Okay, I'll just go here and go -338, and that will drop it down to give us a little parapet, which we can detail up later. Okay, so a couple other things I want to do here is I want to start working up how this wall might join with this particular butterfly roof and this one here. So I'll start at the ends. The wall I want to attach. So when I select it, it's going to show us a few things like editing profile, openings, and attach. I'll just hit attach. And that will now clean up that wall to the top of that roof. This one again, all I did was select the wall and hit attach. We'll do that. Now I try and do it here, it's going to do something interesting. I'm going to attach. And oh, it did clean up. Alright. Okay, so sometimes it may give you some errors and might not clean up, but look like it's done that well. So I'm attaching that and that. And this one again, just attach. And we have a nice cleanup. Now, here we've got an opening and we don't have any walls behind it. So I'm going to do a couple of things here just to show you maybe one option on how to sort of clean this up. And again, it could come down to how you're going to be structuring it and how the roof's going to be supported. You might need a lintel or something to support all this, but I'll just show you the basic way to clean it up for 3D modeling purposes. I'm going to go here to this wall. What I want to do in the floor plan, I've got a section here. I'm going to create another one. Right click, create similar, do a section. And I'm getting a bit faster with these tutorials, so if you need to watch this a little bit slower, you can slow it down by adjusting the speed in YouTube, or you can just pause stuff, go back, and rewatch stuff. I'm going to go View, and now we have this wall. So in 3D, here's the wall. We are looking at section 3. Little tip here: if you want to look at that cutaway, you can go here to the view cube, go right click, and go down to orientate to a view, sections, section 3, the one that we just created, and that will now cut it. So I'll just go to the XO view here. That will just cut it back, and you can start to get like an idea of how everything is coming together in a junction. So I'm starting to see that there's a few things that need to be looked at. Here, this wall isn't cleaning up here, so I'm just using that tool again, clean up. That cleans that up. And over here, attach that one as well. So really just helpful little ways to view and inspect the model. Other things you might notice here is the wall isn't going down below that ground level. So I can grab that wall and that wall, or another thing I could do is just go and grab all instances in the entire project of those external walls, and I want them to be sitting at ground floor, but they may need to go down beyond the floor slab, and there could be a trench, a footing for them to rest on. So I'll just do a base offset, maybe of 600, and now they go down beyond. Now back to what I was wanting to do is I want to make this wall clean up with this roof. So I'm going to have to do a couple of things here in order to get this working. I want to extend this roof out a little bit. So I'll keep doing it in 3D because I personally like to work in 3D. I'll extend that footprint. I want this particular line to align with the outside face of that wall. So I'm going to hit AL for align, select the outside face of that wall, bring that across, have that locked in, finish that. So again, all I'm doing here, I'll just show you again, that roof, hit a footprint, and I want to align. So I'm just using the align tool, grabbing the inside face. If you can't get everything perfect, you can always just tab around. So I'm not going to use that one. I'll just align it to the inside face of this line here, for example. Just go around, a little bit hard to get to that one. AL. If you can't get to it, just give it a couple seconds and then it'll align. There we go. And finish that out. Now we have the roof set in the right location. And now for this wall, I'm going to go to my section 3, and I want to use the edit profile. So I'm going to do this pretty roughly. I'm going to go edit profile, and I want it to start filling in some of the space up around here. So I can either just grab the lines. So I'll go to here, lock it in, unconstrained, because there's a few other constraints with it, and I'll go and grab it down to the bottom of the roof line, because the ceiling will run underneath to clean it up. So we'll do that, and here's the lines that we need, and just oops, we'll get to Enscape in another video. Here's our modify tools, so I want to do that, and just a line here, and then I'm just going to use trim just to make sure the loops are all cleaned up. Now here I want to trim from here to here. Could do something interesting when it finishes out. And again, I always like to use the mirror command, I've got my reference plane, here it is, and then just trim that up. Okay, so let's see how this one goes. Looks like there's some stuff I still need to clean up. So continue, and we can see here, okay, it's not going to like that. Tighten that up a little bit, tighten it up a little bit. And we'll go back to 3D view just to see how that's come up. Here we have our wall, and we've cleaned it up nicely with those roof lines. Okay, so another one we can do here, I want to have a wall on here, and we'll place some windows in this wall a little bit later. I'm going to go to my roof floor plan, and I want to do a wall in under here. In fact, I could maybe do it at my ceiling level. So I'll go to my floor plans over here, ceiling. And this is where 3D can sort of come in a bit handy. So here's my roof. It's kind of cutting it at a certain point. I do understand that my roof does go to where this other flat roof is. So I've kind of got some indication of where I'm going to put these walls. I will just use our wall tool again. I want to use the 200 mil generic wall, and I'm going to draw it. So finish face exterior. So wall, and I'm going to make sure it's in the right location with that roof finish face exterior, and I'm going to this line. And there will be a lot of pushing and pulling with the design as we go. So I'm just doing that roughly, and I'll just go into 3D view so you can sort of see what we've done. So it's sitting here, I've drawn it at the ceiling level. So I can go and just tab and grab that chain of walls. And again, I'm just going to attach. And as needed, I can bring that wall out to the very end here. So I'll just put that to 0, for example. Maybe set it back about 200. If you do need to be a bit more accurate about this, you can go in here, grab that wall, and then just trim it back. And this one here, you can see I can just go and grab it and take it to there. It is cleaning up because it's attached to that roof, so you don't need to do any trimming or anything. And here we have it. Now, one thing you'll notice is the roof is a little bit out. So again, we're just pushing and pulling. I'll go and grab that roof, edit the footprint. I want to align it to that face, like that. Now we have it looking good. So here we have our roofs tidied up, and everything is looking watertight. One last little thing I can do just to finish up on roofs is I could add some fascias, soffits if I've got overhangs, and some gutters. I'll just use the defaults here. So fascia, it will just ask you to go and select an edge of a roof. I can do that. And an edge of a roof, I can do that. Then I can also do roof, gutter, and I can go and select that fascia, add a gutter, and add a gutter. Okay, so that's just tidying up the roofs, adding some gutters, cleaning up the walls for this little courtyard house. I'll probably do a couple other things just to sort of add a few more windows. You can do this to your own design. Once I've done that, then we'll get to the next tutorial, just looking at the presentation of the sheets and some 3D views.